Hi, how you doing, everybody? Again, solving multi-step equations, probably the third or fourth video I put out just on this one section. And we're going to do a different problem, just try and go over some options that we have in solving equations that have a lot of different steps. So if I had something like 2/3 x minus 1/4 equals 5/6, I can do it a little bit more traditionally, where I'm going to work with the fractions and not try and take a shortcut to get rid of the fractions. So that's what we're going to do now. Inverse operations, add 1/4 to both sides, cross it out, bring down what's on the left side of the equation, and then bring down what's on the right side, but I'm going to write it horizontally instead of vertically. So 5/6 plus 1/4. I have to get a common denominator over here whenever I add and subtract fractions. That's sometimes what students make a mistake on. So if my common denominator is 12, I need to show what I'm going to multiply each fraction by. In this case, this fraction has to be multiplied by 2/2. This fraction has to be multiplied by 3/3. 5 times 2 is 10. 1 times 3 is 3. And put a plus sign, equals 2/3x. And now at this point, I simplify this a little bit. So I get 13/12 equals 2/3 x. And from here, I could divide both sides by 2/3, but the same thing is going to be accomplished if I just use that pickup method that I taught. So I pick it up, bring it on the other side, I flip the fraction, so I get 3/2 over here, and I know I'm multiplying. And I'm going to move up here for more room. So then I finally have x equals 13/12 times 3/2. And now I'm going to start simplifying and multiplying and get my answer. So I can simplify the 3 and the 12. That's a 4 and a 1. Can't do anything else. So 13 times 1 is 13. 4 times 2 is just 8. And that's my answer. I can leave my answer like that. Most math teachers are going to accept it as long as it's fully reduced. Or if you really, really want to, you can say, oh, that's 1 5/8. Or get the decimal. But usually decimals are avoided since there's no decimals in the original equation. Okay, so let's look at this maybe using a higher level way, which is the LCD method. This was 1/4 and this was 6. So the LCD method, find the LCD right away. There's no parentheses, so this is the proper time to use the LCD method. They all go into 12. So multiply the entire equation by 12/1. All of these are going to go away. They're all going to turn into 1. The reason is 12/1 times 2/3. Take a numerator and denominator and multiply the fractions. The 3 becomes a 1. The 12 becomes a 4. 4 times 2 is 8. So you get 8x minus. The 4 becomes a 1. The 12 becomes a 3. 3 times 1 is 3 equals. The 6 becomes a 1. The 12 becomes a 2. 2 times 5 is 10. Nice. All the fractions are gone. Easy two-step equation. Add 3. Add 3. 8x equals 13. Divide both sides by 8. And you're still going to get that answer that we got before, 13/8. So there's always going to be a better way, a simpler way, a faster way, a way that avoids fractions. There's got to be options when you get to these higher level equations, these 2 or 3 or multi or step equations, or equations with variables on both sides.